Okay, so we're going to be trying to modify this U-94 push-to-talk to the military pin spec. These guys are about 15 bucks on Amazon, but they all come supposedly with the civilian pin spec versus the military one. So if you're wanting to hook it up to your Peltors or Swordens, it probably won't work for you, but it should be fairly easy to swap it over. First thing you do is just remove these 4 screws. And that's all it takes. Slowly pop it open. You have your button and your little spring. Set those over to the side. Now we can see the internals. So we can see right here. It's nice that they have these things labeled for us. And unwrap it just a little bit to give us some room. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pins. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. As you can see on this diagram, we can see the difference between the military and the civilian wiring spec. Basically, it's only the earth and the mic positive that are flopped. So that means we just have to swap the wires that are going to 2 and 3. So 2 being that one, and 3 being this one right here. That one's not marked super well, but anyways, so if we hit the solder joints right there and just swap the wires, that should put us at the right spec. Alright, so 2's loose. That's the brown one. Three's loose, the yellow one. I'm just going to move the brown one on over to number 3. There we go, solidified. And the yellow one will come back over to number 2. When you hook these things up before you swap them over, basically you can't transmit, and anything you hear is like really quiet. Instead of hearing it just in the one ear that you're supposed to be hearing in, you kind of hear it faintly in both ears, and it doesn't work too well. So now this should be correct. So we can plug it in and give it a test. I'll turn over to like a NOAA weather radio station. That way we can just listen and see if it sounds any better. So you can hear that outside the ear pro, so it's already way louder than it was before. Alright, so now that we can hear out of this thing well, we're just gonna walk into the other room and give it a test to make sure we can transmit on it. We'll just press down the push to talk right there with it plugged in and see how it sounds.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, radio check, test.
If this immediately doesn't work, you may need to check out the mic that you have on your headset. I ordered a new mic for mine and it started working. Also make sure that the mic is in the right polarization. You have it plugged in the correct way. If you look right here on mine, you can see how I have the tail of the wire going up, and that works, but if I had it flipped over, the tail of the wire was going down, it would not. So I'm not sure which way is the true way or which way it's intended to be originally, but I just found out through trial and error that if you have it sticking in there the wrong way, it won't work, but this way it does. We're going to make one more modification to this before we wrap it up. I can't take credit for this. I saw someone else do it, not sure who. But just take a little plastic lid. This one came off an orange juice bottle. Cut a hole in the middle of it. And we're going to fix it over the button right there. That way we're not going to accidentally hot mic. I've got a little bit of hot glue. I'm just going to take it around the outside edge. Be careful not to get too close to that button because you want to make sure you don't accidentally get any down inside there. There we go, that looks pretty good. In addition to the hot glue, we're going to wrap this thing up with a little bit of friction tape or gaffing tape or electrical tape or whatever type of tape you have, but I like this friction tape. It's nice and matte and it doesn't get sticky over time. Well, I guess it's kind of sticky at the beginning, but over time it kind of gets smooth and matte on the outside. I'm just going to wrap that all the way around. I'll leave a little bit hanging over on the end that I can kind of push it towards the inside of the button to kind of cover up some of that white and kind of cover that exposed edge. Let's work my way back. There we go. Kind of fold in this lip. And you can always spray a little bit of paint down in there too, if that's off color. But now, when I clip this on my gear, nothing's gonna reach in there and activate that push to talk without me wanting it to. Still plenty easy, plenty of space to reach in there with a thumb or a thumb with a glove on it and activate it, but just nothing's gonna be getting pinched and activating it accidentally. So there we go. It's a pretty simple mod. I'll thank the random guy on Amazon who left a note in one of the reviews saying which pins to swap. It's just the second and third one, and whenever I looked up the pin spec, it was reflected there also. So thanks to that guy for putting me in the right direction to get this thing working right. Anyways, there you go. Nice and easy.